Registration is now open. 2020 for many was spent in isolation, and many of our plans were disrupted. If you want 2021 to be different in your own life and leadership, if you are serious about getting your breakthrough in your finances, health, relationships, faith, and leadership, then join me and other like-minded leaders in the Lead Through Mastermind group. This virtual group will meet for 8 weeks, beginning in January. 8 weeks focus on helping you win. Only 8 spots available so that we can focus on your specific problem that needs to be solved. Imagine a space and a group of leaders that focuses on helping you solve your problem. Help strategize to help you reach your objective. How fast do you think you'll get the results that you're seeking? You don't have to imagine. Join us today. Go to reachinghighernow.com/mastermind and reserve your spot today. Again, reachinghighernow.com/mastermind. My name is Jose Vargas, and I am on a mission to help you create breakthroughs in your personal and professional life so that you can grow and lead your life with excellence. Welcome to the Jose Vargas Show. This podcast was created for leaders to help leaders strategize to create breakthroughs. I'm your host, Jose Vargas. Thank you so much for listening again to this episode. What do you want? What do you really, really want? In this episode, I want you to dream. I want to give you the third step in the lead through method in what I call dreaming. The more specific you get, the more clarity you will have to obtain your desired outcome. I often ask people, what do you want? And most people answer in a general term. I just want to be happy. But here's the deal. We all do. I guess at some core level, we all want some of the same things, right? We want to love and be loved. We want to honor our Creator. We want our children, if you have children, to be responsible, loving, caring people. Or you want to be a loving, caring people, right? I know that wasn't grammatically correct, but you know what I mean. We want to be significant. We want to be valuable to others. We want to be fulfilled. But we also are different, and we want different things. So this question must be answered wholeheartedly by you and by me. If you're going to lead your life and those you lead with purpose, then you must truly identify what you truly want. What do you want specifically in your relationships? What do you want for your business? What do you want for your organization? What do you want for your health? What do you want specifically in that area that you need your biggest breakthrough in? This is a loaded question because if you're going to answer this question truthfully and wholeheartedly, you have to think. Your answer will be pulled from the depths of your heart. And I want you to really think about this question for a moment. The answer to this question is intertwined with your values, with your beliefs, with your passions, with your dreams. And when you answer and move your life in that direction and allow it to be influenced by your values, by your beliefs, by your passions and your dreams, then you're on your way to truly living out what you truly want. And I mention this because of part of answering this question is also knowing your values, knowing your beliefs, knowing your passions, knowing your dreams. We can get into all those separate sections in a future episode, which we probably will. But for this episode, let's assume that you already know your values, your beliefs, your passions, your dreams. Let's assume you know those things and you're answering this question based out of those things, right? What do you truly want? And once you identify this, and I want you to think right now specifically for a specific area of your life. I want you to look at your life and I want you to break it down. I want you to look specifically at one area. whether that is your physical health, whether that is your relationship. Let's say maybe you want your relationship. Maybe you're married and you want to have just a more meaningful conversations in your marriage. Maybe that's a dream for you. Maybe that's a goal for you. Maybe that's what you truly want. Maybe you want to get in depth with your conversations with your spouse. I want you to hold that picture up right now, whatever it is for you. You got it? Now, I want you to keep that picture in mind every step of the way as you put in motion this next part. But first, I want to give you a little story. I'm going to be admitting something that my father-in-law, if he listens to this, will probably not be too happy about because he loves what I'm about to tell you. Now, I've never paid much attention to maps. I didn't care for them. I didn't really need maps. I had Google Maps, right? MapQuest. But my father-in-law loves maps. He has so many different kinds of maps. Local maps, global maps, state maps. He has all these maps. But in recent years, I started to really get a new sense of appreciation towards maps. I'm intrigued by world affairs, and when I hear some news about something that is happening around our world, I now find myself looking at a map to see where that place is located. I actually read the Bible more intently as it mentions places, and then I try to figure out where that place is today. Now, I'm not trying to convert you over to love maps, but it highlights the point of today's episode. If you want to get somewhere in life, in any area of your life, you won't get there by accident. You're going to need to structure a, quote, map so that you can know the course and the way to get there. And yes, I am comparing a map to goals. Anyone who's ever accomplished something worthwhile, and I want you to listen to me and you will agree with this, including yourself, has always been intentional about the direction they wanted to go and the actions they needed to take in order to get there. We must understand that we don't drift to success in life. You didn't drift to where you are right now. You didn't drift to a successful marriage. We don't drift out of debt. We don't drift building a successful business. We can drift away from these things, away from what we truly want, and wake up and wonder what happened. But it takes intentionality, focus, and effort to succeed at these things. And I know that you're listening to this show because you desire to grow, to lead, and to become everything that God created you to be. Now, once you identify what you want, one of the main ways to get there is to create and accomplish goals. Let me give you one of my personal goals. Now, I haven't shared this with anyone. I'm sharing it with you, right? Since you are my podcast family now. One of my goals is when my daughter becomes an adult, I want her to want to come back home to Moe and I. And I have this picture that one day she's going to come over and we're going to have tea or coffee and she's going to put her arm around my shoulder and she's going to tell me how much she loves me and she's going to love being in her father's presence. Now, that may sound cheesy to you, but I'm working towards that goal. I want to be the leader that I am called to be in her life. So I am intentional about things that I do in order to help me reach those goals. So once you identify what you want, right? This is about what you want. One of the main ways to get there is to create and accomplish goals. So why are goals important? Goals help you maintain your focus on the road in your journey, but it also serves as encouragement that you're getting closer to where you are desiring to be. A person without a goal is a person not worth following. You wouldn't follow someone, I wouldn't follow someone without goals. Why? Why should I follow you if you're not going somewhere? Nobody wants to follow someone who's not going anywhere. That's why we're attracted to people who are accomplishing big things. That's why we are attracted to people who are successful, whether that is successful being a dad, successful being a mom, successful being a business owner, whatever success or wherever they're having success, we're attracted to that because we are attracted to people who are moving to in a certain direction in a certain way. Now, obviously, you have to have a vision to where you want to go, and this is why I'm asking this question, right? And this is why answering the first question is important. But assuming that you know what you want, then you can't just sit back and hope that you get there. Goals are the vehicles that will get you there. Okay, one of the things I help people that I coach through with the lead through method is to get clear on what you truly want. Because once you know, then we can create a plan on how to get there. And that plan is mapped out through goals. Goals help you see what you need to do to get where you want to go. And that's a powerful, powerful clarification. When you have a goal, it shows you what you need to do to get where you want to go. That famous, well-known African proverb says that, how do you eat an elephant, right? We all know it, one bite at a time. And that's what goals are. The steps to take to where you're going. So why must you have goals? Because without them, you're a stranded person in an island of desire. I talk to people all the time who want to get better in life, who want to get out of debt, who want to grow in their relationship with God, who want to grow in their relationship with their spouse, who want to grow in their business. And then I ask them, okay, what do you need to do today to get you to that place that you want to go, or to that place that you want to be, or to the person that you want to become? And until you do this hard part of creating a map, so to speak, with the goals you have to accomplish, you won't ever move forward. You'll be stuck because it becomes overwhelming. You'll be going from meaningless jobs, from relationship to relationship, from church to church, from organization to organization, from consolidating this debt, thinking that you're going to get out of debt by borrowing more money. It's bizarre. See, a goal will keep you focused. A goal will stretch you. It will demand more of you in order for you to accomplish it. I always said, everything good is hard. Everything good that you're doing in your life is hard. It's so easy to gain weight. It's so easy to get into debt. It's so easy to ruin relationships, right? But it's so hard to have flourishing relationships. It's hard to live on a budget and build wealth. It's hard to discipline yourself, to build your relationship with God. It's hard to do the good things. Everything good is hard. Now let me ask you, is your marriage worth it? Is getting out of debt worth it for you? Is your relationship with the Lord worth it? Is your health worth it? If the answer is yes, then you need to create and accomplish goals in order to get to the place you desire. And I want to let you know that it is possible for you to reach your goals. Tony Robbins said this. He said, setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into visible. I love that. So if that's true, then how do you set goals? In my mini course called Dream Work, where dreaming with action leads to greatness, I teach this principle. And I literally walk with you to help you get clear on your goal and the steps that you need to take to accomplish it. So I'm going to use some of that in this teaching here. The third step in my lead through method is one of the most practical ones, yet it is the one that will help you accelerate where you're going. Okay. Step one in the lead through method is located. Now go back to episode 1 to learn more about that. Step 2 is in episode 2 called Dissect It. Today we're clearly talking about dreaming, right? About dreaming it, which is the third step. And with dreaming comes this question that I asked earlier. What do you want? We will skip step 4 for now, which is foresee it. We'll talk about that in another episode. What we must do in order to get there is the question, right? Which in step 5, which is in the lead through method called plan it, right? We're gonna look at these a little bit, right? So I want us to stick with step 3, dream it, and 5, plan it. And I'm going to do another episode on step 5 in more detail. But combining these two questions, these two steps, is answering these two questions. Knowing what you want, right? What do you want? And what do you need to do to get there? This is where, in this step, is where we break down the goals into, you've probably heard, SMART goals, right? Let's use this podcast, for example. I'm new to this podcast world. Obviously, this is episode 3, and I'm new to podcasting, right? I'm new to this, doing this. It's not normal for me because I'm not used to it yet, but this is something that I am trying to get good at. So I want to share this message, right? Let's use this podcast. I want to have a show that focuses on helping leaders get unstuck by helping them create breakthroughs. Why? So that they can lead with excellence. I want to grow the listenership to the show in their first quarter by having a podcast family, of at least 50 consistent listeners that I'm impacting, that I can serve by giving you actionable, practical steps that you can apply to see the results that you want to see in your life or business and in your leadership, of course. So SMART goals is basically, the S stands for specific, the M stands for measurable, the A stands for attainable, the R stands for realistic, and the T stands for time-based. In other words, be specific about the goal that you're trying to go after. Let it be measurable somehow. Measure it somehow. Is it attainable? Like, when do you want to attain this by? Set a date. Set a goal. Is it realistic? Right? Don't aim too high. Don't aim too low. Aim high enough where it will stretch you, but not high enough where you'll get discouraged. And then time-based. What is the time frame that you want to accomplish this goal? And again, I'm going to share with you, based on this podcast, the example that I just shared with you, right? I want to have a show that's specific, right? That focuses on helping leaders get unstuck by helping them create breakthroughs so that they can lead with excellence. I want to grow the listenership to the show in the first quarter, right? By having a podcast family of 50 consistent listeners that I can serve by giving them actionable, practical steps that they can apply to see the results that they want. Part of achieving goals in life requires self-leadership. And this is another topic that we're going to be talking about in future episodes. But the point here is this. If you continue to do what you've been doing, you're going to get what you've been getting. And if you like what you've been getting, well, keep doing it. But if you want to improve the results that you're getting in your life, in your leadership, then you need to make some changes. I want you to look at your life. I want you to look at your organization. And I want you to look at it where it could be. I want you to pull out a pen and a piece of paper. I know some people like to type and do things on the tablets and electronically on the phone. I do that too, but I'm also old school, and I think pen and paper will allow you to not only to see it actually manifest, but it allows you to internalize it by you bringing it out of your brain into paper so that you can see it. And I want you to write it out and start making some goals. Before this new year starts, I want you to start making some goals. Maybe it's 1 or 2 goals. Maybe it's 3 or 4 goals. That's the maximum. So that you can get to the desired destination on purpose. And I want to encourage you with this. There's a proverb in chapter 16, verse 9 that says this. A man's heart plan his ways, but the Lord directs his steps. If you plan your way, the Lord will direct your steps. And then Psalm 37:23 says that the steps of a man are established by the Lord when he delights in his way. Now, perhaps for you, your goal maybe is a sales goal you have to reach, or a debt that you're tired of dragging with you. Maybe it's a relationship that is at the brink of a divorce. Or maybe you're on the border of losing your position at your job or in your organization. If you want to see things change, I urge you today to set out goals for those main areas that you desire to see change in your life. Walt Disney said this: a person should set his goals as early as he can and devote all his energy and talent to getting there. With enough effort, he may achieve it. Or he may find something that is even more rewarding. But in the end, no matter what the outcome, he will know he has been alive. What a powerful, powerful quote. Friends, it takes time and it takes work. But together we can become a leader worth following. You don't have to remain stuck. You don't have to put up a front, but you can take actionable, practical steps to get breakthroughs and not just accept your life, but lead your life towards excellence and towards impact. Because isn't that what we want? We want to have impact in this world, and we want to have impact in the people that matters most to us, the people in our lives. Thank you for joining me today. Please share this podcast with another leader, and I'll see you soon.